y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and today I have a Bible journal process for you, and I'm going to be working in the book of Habbakuk, and I will be at the very end of the book, Habbakuk 3, 17, and 18, and I am using a new set from Shawna Clingerman. So if you know Shawna Clingerman, you know she is extremely passionate about mental health, and she has an amazing testimony that I would encourage you to go find her online on Instagram. I know she has highlights where she's just sharing a lot of her story and a lot of her heart. And when you hear it, you will know what a genuine place this set comes from. So this is called Hope in Dry Places, and it features kind of this juxtaposition of all of these succulents, which are a flower that really hold on to water so that they can withstand dry times. And I love all the different cacti in here. And this one is all about mental health, and Shawna encouraging us, if we feel like we are in a dry time, if we feel like we're in a time where we just can't see God, then she's encouraging us in this set. So there are 3 pages in the main set. I love, love, love. Of course, Shawna's writing is always one of my favorites, but the florals are absolutely beautiful. And then there is a card set that I always find very encouraging and very inspiring to use. Some great phrases that you can use in your Bible journaling and your morning creative journaling. Put these in your planner. There's lots of ways to use them. And then there is a set of digital papers. She puts 2 digital papers per page, and I'm loving the digital papers this month, and I'm actually going to use them to create some alpha stickers. So we're going to play with that just a little bit. Okay, so I will definitely link everything that I end up using down below. Otherwise, I'm going to put you guys on fast forward. Let's go. All right, so I'm going to start with one of the digital papers. I really love this one that has all the rainbows. I absolutely love rainbows, and they hold a lot of meaning for me, and I thought it was very fitting for this passage that I feel is about hope. And this is the passage that I'm journaling today. It says, "Though the fig tree does not bud and there are no grapes on the vines, though the olive crop fails and the fields produce no food, though there are no sheep in the pen and no cattle in the stalls, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will be joyful in God my Savior." And as it's described in this passage, the land is experiencing a severe drought. It's so severe that everything has died. Nothing is being produced. All the animals couldn't survive. It's really severe. And a drought is representative of separation from God in the Bible. And so not only are they waiting for the rain, waiting for this renewal, but to me, you're also waiting for the rainbow after the rain. The rainbow is just the reminder of God's promise. And so I wanted to take pieces of Shawna's set, cut them apart, and kind of piece them together to put together 2 phrases. Now, part of my video cut out, I did do a little bit of stenciling of some gray raindrops behind my rainbows here. And then I'm going to use this phrase that she hand lettered that says "waiting for the rain" up at the top. And then I'm cutting apart another phrase. So there is a phrase that she has, and it says "hope in the dry places," and I'm cutting out the word hope, and I used "for the" from another phrase, and now I'm going to add some hand lettering, or some different sorry, not hand lettering, some stamps that will be using the digital papers to spell out the word rainbow. So it will say "waiting for the rain, hope for the rainbow." This is one of my favorite ways to use digital papers. You can use them to mat cards. You can tear them. Of course, I do that a lot, but I like getting to use my stamps. So I'm pulling out this stamp set. This is actually from By the Well for God. It is the Ruth Alpha, and it is a really pretty open alpha. So you'll be able to see the pattern beneath it. And I'm spelling out the word rainbow. I don't need to stamp the full word on every different digital paper, but for me it just made sense. So I'll stamp it 4 different times and then cut out just individual letters from each set so that I can kind of mix and match in my word. I happen to really like the color scheme of this release from Shawna Clingerman. It is unexpected. It doesn't feel like rainbows to me. So I love that those rainbows that are kind of tumbling down my page are unexpected. They're going different directions. They're in some different colors than a typical rainbow would be. And I think that that's important to remember, because sometimes the rainbows that God offers us, the times after the storms, they don't quite look like what we maybe thought that they were going to be. Or maybe the way that God is getting us through is not the exact way that we prayed for, but we can still trust that that rainbow is going to be there. It might look different, but it's still representative of God's love. Okay, I have sped this up a lot because I am fussy cutting all of these little letters. Again, I stamped the word 4 times. I didn't need to do that, but it also let me see what it was going to look like in all of the different prints, and I decided I did want to mix and match. So I will trim all of these out, and then I will put them through my Xyron sticker maker, which is a great tool, especially if you are using printables a lot in your journaling. I have 2 different sizes of the Xyron sticker maker, and the one I'm going to show you here in a minute I think is the 4-inch size, and it's just really great to make your pieces into stickers. Especially smaller pieces is what I like to use it for the most, because it can sometimes be hard to add adhesive to the back of those pieces, but this is a really easy way that I can add all the alpha in at once. You put it on, there's a sticky side and a clear side, then you pull off the clear front, and then these have all turned into stickers. To me, it was important to bring in some black on this page because it is a more serious subject. We're talking about mental health. We're talking about being in a time where you feel separated from God, where you feel like you are in this drought and that there is no rain. And not only is there no rain, but there's certainly no rainbow in sight. And so I wanted to continue to bring in black because there was this dark cloud feeling. So I am going to mat all of these alphas onto this black piece of cardstock, and then what I will do is just kind of trim this out as one big word. I'll end up popping it up on my page so it really jumps off the page, but I think the black sets the patterns apart nicely and makes this word really jump off of the page, off of the other color that's already on the page. All right, I did want to include some of these gorgeous cactus illustrations on my page, so I'm going to trim out a few of these. These are printed on some white paper. I use a bright white paper. I'll link everything I use. I always get questions about how I print my printables. Sometimes I use clear sticker paper. You saw that with some of the hand lettering, and sometimes I use white paper. I usually shy away from cardstock. I feel like it adds a lot of bulk to my Bible, so I try for a thinner paper, and this 30-pound bright white paper works really well for me. I have an HP printer that I absolutely love. I will link that as well, just in case you're looking for a new printer. I'm a big fan of mine. Again, after I cut these out, I decided that I wanted them to pop a little bit more, so I'm putting them on some black backing, and I'll trim that out. And it just gives, I could have just used a marker probably and added a little bit more of a black outline, but like I said, it helps them pop off of the rainbows that are in the background. That's certainly a busy background to start with, but I thought the rainbows were really important to what I was trying to journal here. So I wanted to include them, and then I'll add these cacti on top as well. So I will put these through the Xyron sticker maker because that will give them a nice even adhesive, and you can see as I pull off the front, it pulls off extra sticky, and then here it is. These have tons of sticky on the back, tons of adhesive, and I'm going to adhere them down in my Bible. And then for the word rainbow, I'm going to use this double-sided foam adhesive, and like I said, it pops it up, it gives it a little bit more dimension. I know I just said I don't like to add bulk. I don't like to add a ton of bulk with the printables. I like to choose where my bulk is going to be, and in this case it's going to be on the word rainbow so that it pops off the page. Once I'm sure of the positioning of that word, I'm able to fill in the rest of that phrase, hope for the rainbow. And so now I kind of have the full title on the page, waiting for the rain, hope for the rainbow. And once those are all on, I know I'm going to want some journaling on this page. And I love that Shawna has been including in her journaling cards some different sizes and these that have lines on them. So this will be perfect for my journaling spot. And then I liked all of these little phrase pieces, this word fetty that she had. And so I chose 3 different phrases. keep on breathing, child of God, and hope is coming. And those were 3 phrases that I knew I was going to be able to incorporate into the note, into the prayer that I had to write on this page. And I just like that they really stand out with the white writing and the black background. Again, bringing some moments of black onto this page, just because it is a more serious subject. I do want to remember that this is for times when you are feeling when you're feeling down, when you're feeling in the hole, when you're feeling dried out and separated from God. Okay, I'm going to get this all adhered on the page. I'll add my journaling at the end, but before I do that, I decided that I wanted to add a border around the page. This is something I've really been enjoying doing, and so all I'm going to do is just a really fast little stitch border around the page. I'm going to use my Papermate Flare pen, and I'm just a little dashed line, nothing crazy, but to me it really focuses the page. It directs your attention to the page. It sets it off. I really have been enjoying adding borders, so it's probably something I'll continue doing for a while. So now I'm going to finish up with my journaling. It says, keep on breathing, child of God. Don't hold your breath. You can experience the pain of this moment and yet still know hope is coming. And that will be the end of this page. I'll add one little illustration up at the top, cut out of clear sticker paper just to fill in a little white space above the word waiting. But otherwise, this page is done. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification button. I have linked all of my supplies down below, so make sure to check out those links if you are interested in anything I used in this video. A huge shout out to my Scrappy YouTube members. I am so pumped to have all of you as part of the Scrappy YouTube community. Thank you for all of your support. If you are interested in finding out about membership and some of the perks you can receive, make sure to click the join button, or there is a link in the description box. All right, I hope that you have a fabulous day, and as always, keep it creative.